Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for Faith and Math. You can find all the lessons on equalstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select Math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 10 Math, and then click on View All Lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter area and parameter. The lessons we're going to cover today are perimeter, area of rectangle and squares, area of parallelogram and triangles, and area of trapezoids. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Yeah, I'm going to start with the chapter area and parameter grade 10 math. This will start with the lesson that what is the parameter? So we are given the shape with the measurements. We need to calculate the parameters. So when we have to calculate the parameter, we need to add all the side lengths, right? So parameter equals the sum of all the side lengths. So just add all the side lengths, that is 16. So the parameter of the given figure is 16 units. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the parameter of the parallelogram? The parameter of the parallelogram is you need to add all the side lengths. So that is 19 plus 1 plus 1. So P equals 20 plus 20 equals 40. So the parameter is 40 millimeters. Option number 2 is the correct option. The correct option is 40. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the parameter? So the parameter is sum of all the side lengths, that is 8 plus 17.8 plus 17, the correct option. That is 53.4. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is the parameter equals 53.4. What is the parameter of the rectangle? That is P equals 34.7 plus 32.2 plus 32.2 plus 34.7. So that is 34.7 plus 32.2 plus 32.2. 34.7 plus 32.2 plus 34.7 plus 32.2. That is 133.8. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 133.8. What is the parameter of the square? The parameter is option number 1 is the correct option. That is 96 centimeters. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the parameter? So the correct option is 23.9 times 3, 71.7, and then plus 26.7. That is 98.4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself here today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is area of rectangles and squares. Let's just start with the lesson. What is the area? So we are given the square. The area of the square is side times side, or rectangle it is, sorry. What is the area? Area of the rectangle is base times height, right? So you have to do 10 times 10, so the area of the figure is 100. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the area? The area is length time width. So that is a rectangular shape. So area of a rectangle is length time width. We have to do 7 times 9, that is 36 square meter. Option number 2 is the correct option. The correct option is option number 2. What is the area of the square? The area of the square is 8 times 8, that is 64. That is 64. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the area of the square? That is 10 times 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. 100 it is. What is the area? That is 4 times 4 is 16. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 16. Option number one is the correct option. What is the area? That is 10 times 8. Option number two is the correct option. 80 square kilometers. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself every day. Let me just move to next lesson. Area of parallelogram and triangle. What is the area? The area is base times height, so that is 2 times 4, that is 8. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the area of the shaded region? So we need to calculate the area of the triangle. So the area of the triangle is half times base times height. So 7 times 7.1 divided by 2, that is 24.85. That is 24.85. Option number one is the correct option. What is the area? That is base times height. 2 times 4 is 8. Option number one is the correct option. What is the area of the shaded region? That is 55 half times base times height, and then that would be 55. Option number 3 is the correct option. What is the area? That is 2 times 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. 6 it is. What is the area? That is half times base times height. So then that would be 170. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the area? Option number 2 is the correct option. 3 it is. What is the area of the shaded region? Option number 2 is the correct option. You have to use the formula that is half times base times height. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself. But for today, let me just move on to the next lesson. Let's just move on to the next lesson. The next lesson is area of trapezoids. What is the area? So the area is half times height, base 1 plus base 2. The trapezoid has two bases, 3 and 7. They both are the bases. So you have to do half times height, base 1 plus base 2. Let's just start with the test questions. Is the area. We need to calculate the area of the figure that is, we need to calculate the area of trapezoid that is half times height and you need to add root bases. So that is 1 by 2 times 10, 12, 120 by 2. That is 60 option. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the area? So you can calculate the area by using a formula that is half times the height and you need to add. So which is the correct option? That is 9 times 10 is 90. Ninety divided by 2 is 45. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the area? That is half times the height and the sum of the bases. 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 4. What is the area? That is half times height and sum of the bases. So 1 by 2 times 8 times 8, that is 64 over 2 equals 32. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the area? Option number 2 is the correct option. 48 is. So you can complete the lesson by yourself today. So we were working on grade 10 math. The chapter we were working on area and perimeter. The lessons we have covered today are perimeter, area of rectangles and squares, area of parallelograms and triangles, and area of trapezoids. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions very well. You can please write down the question in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusion if you have any. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.